I just filmed half of this video and then realized I didn't have my microphone plugged in. Hi everyone, it's Emma, and today I'm in a new, different location. I just felt like switching it up. I was tired of my old background, and I wanted to film here for a day. So I'm doing my April favorites. This is kind of replacing my wrap-up this month. I just didn't feel like doing a wrap-up. So I decided I would talk about like my book favorites and TV favorites and manga and anime favorites of the month. First of all, I'm going to talk about my book favorites. The first one is Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. This was the last of Austen's novels that I hadn't read yet, and I really enjoyed it. I don't know why, but for some reason I wasn't expecting to enjoy it as much. Like, nothing will ever beat Pride and Prejudice for me. It will forever be my favorite, but I really liked this one a lot. I think it's one of my favorites of hers. I've seen the movie like a million times, so of course I knew the whole story, but reading the book is always different, and it always gives you more insight into the characters, and some of the characters especially I really liked in the book that I didn't feel much for in the movie. Like Eleanor, one of the sisters, I loved her in the book. I thought she was really strong and like witty and sharp. Also Colonel Brandon, like I liked him in the movie because he's played by Snape, but in the books I loved him so much more. Like I think Colonel Brandon is one of my favorite of Jane Austen's men. I just thought he was really kind and selfless and loving, so I really enjoyed his character, and I loved Eleanor and Colonel Brandon's friendship, which is focused on a lot more in the book. Because this is the first novel that Austen ever wrote, there are some pacing things that are not as well written as her other books. Within like the first half of the book, a huge conflict has already happened, and it makes it easier to read. Like, I was pulled in really quickly, but it also makes it less dramatic than some of her other books. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. Another reason it's a favorite is because of the cover, which I've shown a couple times. I've talked about how beautiful it is. This is the Penguin Classics Deluxe Edition Bicentennial Edition, and they're starting to carry these in a lot of classics at my local bookstore, and I just love them all. The next one is going to be no surprise, probably. It's Conjuring of Light by V.E. Schwab. This book took me like 3 weeks to read. That was not because I didn't like it. It was because I did not want it to be over, and I was being really clingy and not letting it go. I made a full book talk for this, and I'm making a series review, which will be up on Wednesday. So I'm not going to talk too much about it, but basically it was perfect. It's definitely like my top 3 endings to a series, up there with Crooked Kingdom. I was really nervous because everyone was saying it was super emotional. It was emotional, but not in like a disappointed way. Like everything that she chose to do, and I like respected all the decisions that V.E. Schwab made. It's definitely secured V.E. Schwab in my favorite authors, which is really funny because the first book I read from her was Vicious, and I really didn't like it. It was kind of triggering to me, so it's just funny how sometimes you like give an author a second chance and then they become one of your favorites who you love so much. My next reading favorite is a manga, and it is A Silent Voice. Volumes 2 through 7 is what I read this month, which 7 is the last one. I've never read a series this quickly. Like, I'm still pretty new to manga, so I haven't completed a lot of series. I flew through these. Once or twice I read 2 of them in one sitting, and I usually read 1 manga volume in one sitting, but then I don't feel like I have to pick up the next one right away. This one was like that the whole time. It is about a group of kids who all went to middle school together, and this first one you follow them in middle school, and the main girl, she cannot hear, she is deaf, and she was bullied as a result of that, and the boy was the one who started all of the bullying. So the first volume follows them when they're kids, and it shows the story of that, but then the other volumes are them as high schoolers, and you kind of follow them through the effects that it had on all of their lives and where they are now. But the way that it's written, you kind of can't find one person to blame. It was like a result of lots of different things, but it also was really sweet because it is a love story between the 2 main characters when they're older, and it was healing and positive, and I'm really happy that I have the movie to look forward to because I need some more of these characters. Next, I'll talk about my anime favorite because I did watch an entire anime this month. Ouran High Host Club. It's just 1 season and it's on Netflix, so I like binged the whole thing. I think I watched it in a week. I was really addicted to it. I started it like on a whim because it's one that a lot of people talk about, but I wasn't really expecting to like it. I just needed something light, something very chill and happy, but I ended up loving this anime. I was expecting it to be just complete fluff and like happiness, but I actually was super surprised by the themes, like the friendships and the character development and the backstories that you get. I just really liked it. It's so cute. Like the level of adorable is just, it's so cute without being really cheesy. Like I didn't feel cringy watching it. The basic gist of it is that you follow these kids who go to like a school for privileged people, but the main character is a scholarship student or like an honor student and is not from like a super rich family. And I'm talking super rich. Like there's a level of not real life to this. So basically this host club, the thing that they say is like it's a place for the super privileged boys who have way too much time on their hands to entertain the super privileged girls who have way too much time on their hands. So the whole thing is ridiculous. The main character gets pulled into this club and has to like repay a debt, and so they become a part of the club, and it's about like all their friendship. My favorite of the boys was Mori Senpai and Honey Senpai. I'm picking both of them because they're basically a package deal. You don't see one without the other, so I think I can do that. Honey is so precious and adorable, and Mori is like so stern and funny, and they both are crazy black belts, so of course I love them. I'm super sad that it was only one season because I definitely would have loved a second season. My TV favorite for this month is a K-drama, which is my first K-drama that I've ever watched. Some of my friends made me watch it because they mentioned it so often. After Orin, I was in cuteness withdrawal and needed something else. I started watching Strong Woman Dobong Soon. I actually haven't finished it as of filming this video, but I only have one episode left, so I'll finish it today. The show is so addicting. The first couple days that I was watching it, I didn't have much to do because it was the weekend. I watched so much of this show at once, could have kept watching forever. Like I made myself stop. It's so cute. It's the most adorable thing. I said the words cute and adorable so many times in reference to this show. The basic plot is that there's this girl who her whole family, all the women in her family, they have like superhuman strength. So she's like this tiny little girl, but she's super strong, and it gets her into trouble because she's not that good at controlling it. I thought it was going to be just like a romance, but it actually is thriller-like. As far as triggers go, there's a decent amount of them. Kidnapping, violence, implied abuse. Like the first episode was super violent, but it's kind of like humorously violent. The whole thing reminded me of Inspector Gadget for like the first couple episodes. And honestly, I skipped over the scenes that were creepy. Like I just skipped them completely and I wasn't lost at all. That being said, the romance in this show is the cutest thing in the world. Like, I'm not a very romancy person. Like, I'm not like a hardcore shipper. I was freaking out over this ship. Like, I was just smiling all day long while I wasn't even watching this show because it was so cute. I like was eating rice and put some rice in a bowl and started giggling because it reminded me of this scene that happens in the show. I was just a wreck. If you like cute things and you like funny thriller type things, you should definitely check out this show. My next couple favorites are going to be music favorites. The first one is Chance the Rapper, who is an artist that my brothers listen to a lot. I was visiting my brother out in college, and for the first week, like all we listened to was Chance the Rapper. Now I really like it. It's been my happy music this month. Like it's really uplifting, and if you like need something to listen to in the car, it's just so good. I think my favorite song is actually the first one on his album, and it's called All We Got. It's super catchy. It gets stuck in your head. It's really fun.
This ain't no intro, it's an entree. Get that intro, it like Andre. Tryna turn my baby mama to my fiance. She like music, she from USA, like Auntie Beyonce. Then my daughter couldn't have her little mother. If she ever want another, you better love her. Man, I swear my life is perfect. I can merge it. If I die, I'll probably cry in my own service. It was a
Ginger is going to be in the rest of this video. Did you hear your name? My other music favorite for this month, I kind of rediscovered Troye Sivan's album. Like, all of a sudden, I had the urge to re-listen to it, and I just listened to his album on repeat.
Take me back to the basics and the simple life. Tell me all the things that make you feel at
I'll link my April Spotify playlist down below if you want to know more of like the singles that I listened to and stuff. This is also a music favorite, but it is specifically a K-pop favorite because I kind of got into a new group this month. It is 17. This month I started like watching their videos and listening to a lot more of their music. And now they're like my second favorite group, or even with GOT7, because GOT7 is really my second favorite group. It's just so much fun to watch them dance and watch them perform because they're so high energy and then there's so many of them. Their synchronization is like perfect. So watching 13 different members like dance in perfect unison and they're all so energetic, it's just really fun. I had a couple days where I was so dead tired, so I was watching like all their dance practices and their music videos and stuff, and it cheered me up so much and brought my energy up so much. The hip-hop team did this mixtape called Check-In, and I've watched that music video like 10 times in the past 2 days or more. It's so good, especially because it's the hip-hop team. I like the style more than some of their other music. It's just fun. It's like so much fun. Before anyone asks, I don't have a bias yet. I haven't decided. There's too many of them. But that's it for my April favorites. Sorry the lighting kept changing throughout this video. It was kind of being weird, so I'm not sure what it'll look like. Let me know down in the comments if you guys liked watching this type of video, because I'm still kind of trying to make up my mind as to what I want to do. I'm just trying out different things and seeing how I like it. Let me know down in the comments and if you would like to see more of this. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button. I'm Miss Emma Reads a lot on all of my social media, which I will link down in the description box, along with my Spotify playlist from this month. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time with a new video.